What's up, everyone? It's the next one. So this is the Whisper and Venus Clan Boss episode 2. So this is the continued one. Right, so I've been having a little think. This Clan Boss has gone on to Spirit Affinity, which means that I'm going to end up being slowed, which really messes with the speed comp. So that's going to be a little bit awkward. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try taking out Apothecary, and I'm going to try sticking Blind Seer in. I don't know how this will work, and I don't know if maybe dropping Apothecary and putting... dropping Arbiter and putting Apothecary in is better, but I don't know. But we're going to give it a try anyway, so we shall see. I thought it would be a good idea just to quickly run through the stats and the gear so you can get an idea of where these characters are at. So Blind Seer is the one that's being subbed in. I've actually got her set up with defense and a HP chest, which is unusual. I wouldn't normally do that, but she does scale very, very well with HP. So I'm trying that out. This does mean, however, that overall stats, her defense is kind of low. I don't know how this is going to go, okay? This is strictly for science. Why not? Speed's 185, so obviously it's pretty decent. However, Arbiter's speed is 251, which is pretty high. It's not like crazy super platinum high-end kind of speed, but 251 is a good amount of speed. Like it's nothing to sniff at. That's a good amount of speed. Competitive. Defense, again, a little bit low. Let's see. Gloves. I think I need... No, haven't got him. Ideally, this would be defense. Defense just is generally better in Clan Boss. If you've got lots of HP, you get targeted. If you've got lots of defense, you tend to not be targeted. Whisper, I don't think I've changed round. I've still got the attack chest on. So same setup there with Whisper. Venus is the same, so I think I'm running defense on her. Her gear kind of sucks, but speed is decent. Defense is okay. Accuracy is really, really nice. Yeah. Could boost her HP a little bit, potentially, too. Then I'm dropping Apoth. I did consider putting Miscreated in. The reason being, he is strong against Clan Boss, affinity-wise right now. It's alive. The Ally Protect could be potentially really nice, and he heals himself 50% of their max HP. I did really consider that. The only thing that stopped me was the fact that the slow being applied to my speed team is really going to mess this up, and Dark Shroud I think is going to be really fantastic to try and stop that, and I get an extra revive, so hopefully all of that combined is enough to keep Whisper alive. Right. Enough. Oh yeah, Tyrell. I didn't go through Tyrell. Sorry, Tay. Just under 4k defense, 186 speed, okay accuracy. So that's a pretty standard Tyrell. I think most of those stats are fairly achievable. I think it's all 5-star gear, 6-star chest. So mainly 5-star gear, does have a 6-star chest. Yeah, you guys can do this too. You just need to farm Dragon. I know it's a bit of a drag. No pun intended. But let's go. Now, I'm going to apologise in advance to my clan mates because I'm about to hit Brutal really hard today. But it's for science, and I'm sure they'll understand. Right. So this is the setup. So this is a quad... wow, yeah, it is. A quad Void team. That's fine. I'm just going to, you can get this girl. She can be replaced with Draco. Blind Seer, really? Anybody with a really nice shield, potentially revive. Someone like, I think, does Lilitu? Does she have a... I don't even know what faction she is. She's Demon? Of course. Does she have a block debuff? She's got a veil. Yeah, so blocks debuff. So Lilitu would be a really fantastic option as well for something like this. You know, there are alternatives, so I don't want you to think that you can't swap any of these out. Right. So enough talking. And I've lost Blind Seer. That was really fast. Legendary there. Could try Steel Skull for the cleanse, but honestly, I'm just going to give this a go and see how it turns out. Right, so I'm going to be manualing this. I'll skip ahead a lot of this because I don't want to bore you guys. So I'll jump ahead here and come back in when it gets interesting, or if, you know, I die. Or nearly dead. Just wrap up the fight, basically. See that synergy there? So Blind Seer goes down, Blind Seer comes back up, Arbiter heals, decrease defense and weaken. The attack down's already on, so hit it. Oh, I should have shielded there. That's fine. It's okay. Maybe. Damage is really starting to ramp up a bit now. Okay, so we got a shield here. But, ooh. Kinda needed that Arbiter to stay alive there. A little bit dicey now. Ah, losing the Blind Seer. That's pretty much game over. Like, I'm just going to auto this now. There's no point. I don't think that was a particularly great run. Blind Seer is way too squishy. So I think the damage between this run and the previous one is going to really show that. I believe it will. We'll find out in the next minute, 30 seconds, whenever these guys decide to die. Clan Buff's got the... There we go. There we go. So that was on the Spirit Affinity Clan Boss, as you can see, whilst we've got this loading wheel. I don't think it went particularly well. Spirit can be a bit annoying just because of the slow that it applies, and I tried to drop in Blind Seer to accommodate. At least Tyrell has the affinity advantage, but I don't think it's enough. Man, what is going on? I think my connection's... Is it gone? Are we dead? Are we... any... Yeah, like 17.99? It's not so good. That was a pretty bad run. Damage was significantly... That was like a 2 million drop from Whisper. Blind Seer does more damage than Apoth, but... just doesn't make up for it, so I lost about 3 million damage there. 2 million damage. Yeah, thereabouts. So, that was the second run. Again, on Brutal. Not very happy with that one, so I don't think the Blind Seer was a good choice there. Or maybe, I don't know, the double revive's kind of nice, but perhaps an Apothecary instead of the Arbiter would have made more sense. I'm not really sure. Okay, so that's one run. Wasn't very impressed with that, and I'm going to try the next one now. So this team is going to be a little bit different. I'll skim through the stats of each character just so you can see it. So it's going to be Venus. There are her stats. Whisper, I've got a little bit more defense than before on her, not too much more. I swapped out the amulet, so it's slightly lower crit damage and a little bit less attack, I believe, for that. Tyrell, current stats, and I'm going to be running Steel Skull, and he is offense and support tree. I do need this guy's booked. He's fully booked, but he needs a lot more power, and I need to get that through his defense. His defense is really low, and I struggle. He's 958 naturally, even by sticking. I think his gloves are HP actually. So yeah, I can stick some defense gloves on him, but his speed's pretty high. So 194. It's going to work pretty well in this. We'll see. I've got a defense chest on him, and then just some lifesteal, etc. But yeah, here are his stats. So 194. A minimum, I need that like 3,000, 3,500, but I'm not there yet. My defense is way too low, and that will help me boost my damage by quite a lot. And I'm kind of in the process of farming Dragon between this two. So yeah. Then, so who have we got? We got Venus, Whisper, Tyrell. Oh yeah, of course. The main man, Apothecary. So I'm dropping Arbiter. I don't know how this is going to work. Again, really low defense. It's definitely the weakest point for me. It's kind of garbage gear, actually. Like, defense percent. I'll just see if I can pull anything off my Arbiter. Instead, that's going to be better, I believe. For the sake of this video, I'm going to take that off. Speedy. Resistance, I don't think so. So a little bit more defense there. Losing a bit of crit, which is a bit of a shame for the heal, but... Okay. Oh man, that's so low. 2689 defense. That needs to be at least 3000. Speed 239, it's okay. But he's really there for the spot heal and the speed boost. So I want to see how the speed boost, the buff, works versus the double turn meter boost from Arbiter. I'm missing the revive as well, but with Steel Skull bringing in his cleanse and ally protect, I want to see how that works. So I'm just going to jump right in. I don't want to talk too much. So Brutal is currently on Void, Tyrell. Who am I missing? Steel Skull. So the defense on these is lower than I would like. Tyrell's aura's not getting as much benefit. It's the best aura for this, definitely. Take that off auto. So I'm going to again manual this. So dropping the Blind with Infatuation just to get. Yeah, I'll tank the, yeah. I'm gonna pop that just for the first AoE. Try and get some extra turns. Right. And I'm going to manual through this, so what I will do is, to save you all having to watch this, I'll cut ahead now and just have a look, and when I get towards the end, I'll see what the damage is like and how it's gone, basically. Oh, okay, so because I've got no revive, Whisper going down there, this is getting towards the end now, so the end is nigh. Oh, it's pretty soon anyway. But yeah, not having that revive, I think, is going to make a big difference. The increased defense has been really nice, actually, just to try and keep me topped up, but you kind of need the revive and the increased defense, or like a really sustainable heal. I'm actually just going to auto this now. It's pretty much ended. Like Whisper going down, I take a huge hit there. So I'm... Yeah, look. That's half HP there. Like, I don't know how much longer I can sustain through this. But Whisper performed okay. She didn't get a lot of extra turns, and she didn't crit. Like, I was feeling the 80%. I could tell it was definitely not 100. I missed a lot of crits, so there's a lot of opportunity there to get those extra turns that was being missed. So I think that could be why. But I don't feel like that went as well. But I guess the numbers will tell. The poisons are on pretty consistently throughout the fight. Having Venus and also Steel Skull makes the difference. But I guess we'll see in a second what kind of damage that was. It felt like it was less. Oh, okay. Right. I suppose the defense up boosts Tyrell's damage. So that's 22. So that was the best run so far. So the speed, aura, and the defense up made a big difference. Whisper's damage was less, as you can see. Venus's was a little less, but Steel Skull was bringing almost 4 million. Like I said, those poisons were up pretty consistently in that fight. And Tyrell's damage went up a little bit. That makes sense because his speed was faster and there was also an increased defense by 60%, which is a lot. And he's a defense-based character, so that makes sense. So all round, that's been the best run so far. So that was Tyrell, Venus, Apothecary, Steel Skull, and Whisper. So you could replace Venus with a Draco, so you'd be looking at Tyrell, Draco, Apothecary, Steel Skull, Whisper. So in my opinion, that's a very mid-game attainable team. And you can see here it's one-keying it with, I wouldn't say it's amazing gear, I would say my gear is medium. Like, I can improve a lot by increasing my defense across the board. Damage will be boosted there a lot. So that's pretty interesting. Like thinking it through, it makes sense. Okay, Tyrell's got, the poisons bringing lots of damage there. That's nice. The increased defense. I got to 11 minutes 46. I'm not sure how long the other runs were. I'd have to check and compare. But yeah, Tyrell's damage going up. Apoph's damage going up too, actually. So I think him surviving a little bit longer because of that increased defense, that makes sense. Whisper's damage went down. It felt like her damage was going to be quite a lot lower in that run. She didn't get those crits. She didn't get a lot of extra turns. And, her damage dropped. Venus staying fairly consistent. Venus is pretty consistent generally. Tend to be between 6 and 9 million damage. It kind of depends. If you bring someone like a Bulwark in, damage spikes. So, yeah, pretty happy with that run overall. So that's a 1-key. Which is, that's fantastic. So that was the aim of this team, to at least 1-key Brutal. And what I will probably do is I'll try a run on Ultra Nightmare. My defense is not high enough for Ultra Nightmare, so I do not think I'm going to perform very well. And I'll try the same team and see how it goes, but my defense is very, very low, so I'm not expecting fantastic results. So I'll jump in and try that now, actually. Take off auto. Innocent mess up. That feels bad, man. Missing that speed boost there. So the increased defense is going to be huge here, just because I'm going to take so much more damage. The weaken and defense down are on, so I get an extra turn. And the passive proc, so I get an extra turn too. I think I get, another one here. And that's the thing, you can get 2 turns on one if you're Unrelenting and her A3, with her A3, sorry. So there's the speed up, that's what I wanted. So this run is going to be a lot shorter. This is Ultra Nightmare. My gear is not up to scratch. This is not an Ultra Nightmare team. This is gonna really hammer me. Oof, look at that. There's so much damage being taken there. These 3 are really gonna feel it. I think their defense is the lowest, then Venus and Tyrell being a little bit higher. See, I'm already looking at maybe needing a heal. I will hold on because stun's coming up in a second. So think But this is going to be pretty rough. And see, holding on to the cleanse there. Unfortunately, because it landed on Apoph, I could have... I haven't got the weaken there. I haven't got a decrease attack either. Get on there. There we go. Being Ultra Nightmare, it is more difficult to get... is that 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 10, yeah. So when it gets to this bar, that's 10 debuffs. So that's a little bit annoying. So I've mismanaged my debuffs there. I've messed up, guys. I'm gonna taking another AoE hit in a second. Weaken is still not on. I'm just gonna have to A1 here, unfortunately. Hopefully Venus with 300 accuracy can land, both of those. Awesome. Don't really need that cleanse. You can see the increased defense there, putting in quite a lot of work. It feels like these hits are a lot lower as well. I know my crit damage dropped a little bit, but I don't believe it dropped quite that much. But I'm guessing I know the stats of the boss actually goes up. that we get through. So it kind of makes sense. Okay. Keep that decrease heat. Cleanse that off. A few hits in there. I could have dropped decrease defense there. So I'm misplaying quite a lot here, as you can see. So defense up there is needed. Try and get the weaken and decrease defense. Got him. Extra turn, and then A3. Another extra turn. See if I can get the... No, didn't get the proc. That's okay. That is okay. There's a 3 turn there. Need to try and get some poisons on here. Those poisons not being on there makes such a difference. Passive. Now I really need to get this. I need to book her and really get this down, because I'll be able to go into an extra turn now, for sure. So there's definitely noticing those times where it would be nice to have her booked, and not having that booked, it does make a difference. So I do really think you need to. I think a heal here might not be bad. I do really think you need to book her to get the most out of this girl. Okay, we got the passive, which is nice. So I believe that was a double proc, so I think that was her passive and the relentless procking, so it was 2 turns, I believe. Right. Trying to get some poisons. Steel Skull's accuracy is pretty high. Venus's is much higher though. She's going to be my debuffer. So keeping her accuracy high is very important. If you're running Draco, it's the same scenario. You need to keep his accuracy high, like 250 minimum, especially on Ultra Nightmare. Like the more, the better. Because I don't think you're ever 100% certain to land a debuff. Like you'll go up to like 99%, you know, that kind of. But it's it's like 99.999. Like you will. I don't think you're ever quite 100% guaranteed, which makes it more interesting. You know, it's just that diminishing returns. Right. I don't think it's worth taking these poisons off. Cleanse does double up as a heal as well, so that's nice. You see, all the debuffs have dropped off here. Need to be... that weaken's not landing. Shame. See, Venus going before Whisper there would have been really fantastic. I'm going to actually be able to cleanse that stun off. I didn't get the decreased defense though. I think the cleanse here is better with a heal. I do need to get the increased defense on though. I need to get that attack down. Right, hopefully, there we go. Right, now I can pop the... So it heals all ours by 20% of their max HP. So I've actually got some AoE healing as well with Steel Skull, which is really nice. And then spot healing with Apothecary, so it's quite a valuable little strategy here. But Venus being really consistent with landing those debuffs. I love to see that. The lifesteal gear on Steel Skull helps to keep him topped up. The thing when you're using Whisper, just make sure you're checking. You'll probably see me glancing quite often. Is the weaken, is the decreased defense on? If it's not, double check. You know, you might be better off just using Whisper's A1 instead of her A2 or A3 for that matter. Now, he is about to stun, so somebody's going to get hit pretty hard. If I heal, I think Whisper's probably going to die off here because of the increased speed. So I'm better off healing Apothecary, and then I think Whisper actually survived through it, and you actually see the passive from the defense tree coming into play there. So when you take a hit that's more than 25% of your health, I believe it is, you have a chance, like 25% chance or something, of removing the debuff. So the stun was actually removed there, which is really nice. Damage being pretty high there. Let's get that attack down. Didn't get it. This looks like it could be it. So there's a big AoE hit coming in a second. Really need that increased defense to actually have a chance at surviving. So I've got the decreased defense but no weaken. So using A1 here I think is better. Need to get that attack down. Got it. I'm gonna pop a heal there. Yeah, Ultra Nightmare is a whole nother kettle of fish. I'm not Ultra Nightmare ready. At the moment I'm currently I would say I'm Nightmare level. But one turn on there, let's try and get nope. Haven't got that weaken on still. Apoth down. Just gonna go for the poisons if possible. So the weaken not being on there really makes a big difference. So if I don't land the weaken now, I got it, which is good. I need to get the attack down as well though to recycle. No, so that's it. Right. Not getting that weaken is such a pain. Like on Ultra Nightmare you're really feeling it, like 11.14 mil. That's not a lot of damage. Whisper actually doing more damage than Venus though. So getting to Ultra Nightmare, you might actually see, I'm guessing it's because of maybe Venus had a bad run there in just terms of procs for poison, but yeah, so someone like Draco might be better at applying that poison more consistently. That's an Ultra Nightmare run. I'm not ready for it, my gear's not there, but I thought I'd just show you, because I'm not hitting Nightmare at the moment, because of the way the clans work, you can only have 14 people hitting Nightmare, currently not assigned, so, you know, for the sake of a video, I'm not going to try and steal somebody's loot box. It's not fair. But yeah, player aim really needs to get on that and fix clans, just because it will make it easier for content creators as well, just hitting Nightmare, like, generally. But it's more about clans. And so, definitely not Ultra Nightmare ready. Something like a double counter is going to be much better on Nightmare, particularly with. So here we've got lots of defensive stats here. So if you're looking to run Ultimate Nightmare, a team like this is probably going to be much better. I'm not ready. I should be sticking to Nightmare generally here. So yeah, but 1 key on Brutal. That's not too bad. I think most people, if they could 1 key Brutal, that would be handy. And this sort of team will certainly have you hitting Nightmare, 3 keying Nightmare. I don't think it's quite a 2 key. Maybe with better gear, that would be an option, but we'll see. I'm going to wrap this video up here anyway. So it's a brutal hit, well, 2 brutal hits and an Ultimate Nightmare. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you found this useful. Drop a comment, drop a like, love all that. Love to hear from you, and I will see you in the next video.